Colin Dixon with nScreenMedia, and I'm at IBC 2016 talking with Hendrik McDermott of HayU. Hendrik is Senior Vice President of Branded On Demand with HayU. So why don't you just introduce HayU for us, Hendrik?
Sure. So HayU is a subscription video on demand product focused entirely on reality TV. Coming to us from NBCU Universal International. So it's the first all-reality TV product of its kind, and so we call it a next-generation video-on-demand product. That means that we've gone beyond just providing video-on-demand assets, long-form content. We have created an entire environment for the reality TV fan that includes short-form content that we call snippets. We've integrated with social media, for example, so we have all of our key cast members' social feeds coming directly into our apps and websites, which means that you can interact with them even on multiple screens while you're watching some of the content. We also bring in news feeds, so if you're a fan of the content, you often want to read the gossip or the news surrounding these stars, and so we've brought that kind of content in as well. On top of that, we actually have most of our series go all the way back to the beginning. So Season 1, Episode 1, allowing users to catch up on a lot of the content. And the content itself predominantly comes from within NBC Universal. And we're able to get that content onto our service much faster than I guess previously in the industry. Most of our content appears on our service the same day as it airs in the US, which is a new feature.
And it's very much a curated experience, but not automated curation, real curation, hands-on, right?
Yeah, that's right. So everybody who works at HayU is a massive reality TV fan. We have a team of editorial journalists and video asset managers who are constantly evaluating the service, looking at which assets are the most popular, and trying to raise those onto our feature page. So on our homepage, we have multiple tiles. We curate that manually. So that will usually have in the hero slot a long-form piece of content, and then surrounding that will often be news, short-form content, or other premiering episodes. We have in any given week up to 12 to 15 new episodes coming in, so it's a great place to feature it. It also allows us to try to move around with recommendation. So it's manual recommendation, to your point. It's not automatic recommendation. And it allows us to try to find shows that we think, if you're a Kardashian lover, you might like The Real Housewives of Atlanta or something else. We can sit those assets next to each other and try to drive that recommendation through that manual process. And
you're released in several countries in Europe, right?
That's right. So we launched earlier this year in March the 1st in the UK and Ireland, and then subsequently a month later in Australia.
And one of the key things that you've done is you've continued to partner with pay TV operators, right, in the distribution of the product?
Yeah, that's right. So in April, we announced a partnership with Virgin Media in the UK. So on top of our suite of apps, which sit on iOS, Android, and web, we developed a separate app for Virgin Media, and they have now included that on their set-top boxes, all the TiVo set-top boxes. And so the app is available to everyone. It is bundled in with subscribers to the Virgin Media XL pack. So if you're an XL subscriber, you have access to HayU already. And we really value those types of partnerships because they allow us to get the content and the product itself out to the widest possible group of people. And we were just discussing before that we've seen that app really perform exceptionally well for us. The session times in that app are much longer than we were expecting.
You said an hour or more?
Yeah, more than 60 minutes. And I think that's a really important statistic when you think that our shows are either half hours or hours, which means they're either 22 or 44-minute episodes. So 60 minutes means, at the very least, more than one episode is being watched on average per session.
Right, and you have also some special accommodations from mobile users, right?
Yes, so we have on the mobile app, you mean? Or,
yes.
So if you're a mobile user, you can now, as of later this year, you'll be able to download content onto your mobile devices and take that with you to watch elsewhere. So it's a feature that we're bringing in later this year.
Right, and that's particularly useful when you're on public transit, because very often you lose connectivity, right?
So it's something that our users have been asking for us a lot. We looked around the market. I don't see that many services providing this to the extent that we're going to deliver this. And it really sort of frees the user to be able to watch the content. We think reality TV is a very snackable type of content. You might want to watch it 5 minutes on the bus, get to work, take a break, and then pick it up again later. So this offline viewing feature is really going to allow people, wherever they are, on the beach, in an airplane, to be able to watch the content.
And so this really explains why you launched this as an app over the top, rather than doing another channel, because you just can't get that connectivity, that relationship.
I mean, so I think what we're noticing is the demand for this anytime, anywhere is certainly something that consumers have told us, and the app is definitely the simplest way to deliver that. And on top of that, the speed with which we can get the content into our services. I mean, when we did our research, that was by far and away the most obvious.
Critical element, yeah.
So I mean, call it day and date, call it same day, whatever it is. The plot lines of these shows get exposed in the press almost right away. Yeah, on a daily basis, newspapers in the UK are printing articles about Kardashians or housewives or Top Chef characters. You cannot avoid finding out what happens.
Yeah.
So we've now been able to beat that. And amazingly, we're now seeing the development of a new primetime. So when we get in the mornings, we're seeing viewership spikes at 9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, and particularly on Monday mornings, because a lot of episodes air in the US on Sunday evenings. We're seeing a 9 a.m. spike in viewership. And that, to us, is showing us that functionality has really hit home. And on top of that now, if we can deliver our offline viewing capability, you could even beat that if you want. So I think 9 a.m. is probably right when people are at work, so potentially watching our shows while they're at work. But if you use the offline viewing feature, you'll be able to beat that even, so you can watch it on the way into work.
So some people just cannot wait for the evening to catch those episodes.
Yeah, we love those people.
Yeah, it sounds like a great new service. I hope you'll come back and talk to us, and good luck with it.
Great, thank you.
Thank you. This has been Colin Dixon with nScreenNoise.